The Ohio Harness Horsemen Association presents Freshman Focus. A look at 2-year-olds in training across the Buckeye State. Freshman Focus is presented by El Dorado Scioto Downs. Racing begins May 11th with the next generation July 1st. By Sugar Valley Farm. Looking for your next quality standardbred racehorse? Look no further than Sugar Valley Farm in Delaware, Ohio. And by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center, caring down to a science. Now here's your host, Roger Huston.
Welcome to another edition of Freshman Focus. We've made the trip to the Muskingum County Fairgrounds in Zanesville, Ohio to do a Freshman Focus with the top driver on the Ohio Fair Circuit in 2022, a stable of 15 with 5 Ohio breds this season, Ron Gillespie. After this message, we'll sit down and talk with Ronnie about his operation.
Racing returns to El Dorado Scioto Downs May 11th. Catch the excitement all summer long in the new grandstand. Racing Tuesday through Saturday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday post time is 3:15. Thursday through Saturday first race post time is 5:50. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with the $150,000 Next Generation on July 1st. Horse players earn points with Caesars Rewards program. El Dorado Scioto Downs. Racing returns May 11th.
Welcome back to Freshman Focus. We're in Zanesville, Ohio at the Muskingum County Fairgrounds, and we're talking with the gentleman who won more county fair harness races than anybody else. Not just in 2022, but of all the years. Ronnie Gillespie with 118 wins last year at the county fairs. Ronnie, you love the county fairs in Ohio, and you probably made almost all those fairs one time or another last year.
Yes, I went to 80% of the fairs last year. The only one that I didn't go to that much was Home Talent, but the rest of them I pretty much covered them all.
Now, you expect to do the same thing again this year?
Not as much. I think I got a few horses that gonna be able to make it at the bigger track, but if the people's call on me, I go.
You feel pretty good about your horses for the Ohio Sire Stakes and the Buckeye Stallion Series?
Correct. I think I got for sure the Buckeye, but I think I got maybe 1 or 2 that can go to the Sire Stakes.
You have 5 2-year-olds this year. You have that are Ohio breds. You got a Long Tom, a Lather Up, bit of a Legend In, Volstead, and a Dancing Yankee. Any one of those 5 kind of stand out for you?
Yes, the 2-year-old trotting filly, the Volstead filly, I'm very high on her right now. I staked her to everything, and so far she hadn't let me down. She trained it down very well. Hopefully that I may even take a chance and put her in the Next Generation if I can scrap up the money.
Oh, $10,000.
Yeah, but only live one time.
You only have a few days to make up your mind, because I think that they had opened something like May the 1st.
Correct. We leaning towards that way pretty heavily.
You were not born into harness racing, were you?
Correct.
Your dad, though, got a horse. What kind of a horse did he get to begin with?
He bought a crossbred horse that was crossed with a standardbred and a saddle horse. And he knew a little more about harness racing, by going to the races, because he went to college in Chicago, so he went out to the track, Maywood, Belmar, and he just wanted to try just for fun, and he bought a half standardbred horse and bought an old jock cart and started working him, and I used to follow him on my bike, and he got a little more heavy into the ministry, and I asked him, I said, can I take up with that horse? And he said, yeah, go ahead. He didn't think I knew what I was doing. I never rode a horse, and I just watched him and went on and took that horse and beat some standardbred with him.
Now, basically, use base of operations in Mississippi now. Got your first horse down there, and I guess it was one you bought in Chicago, though?
No, I actually bought the horse from a guy from Starksville, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to race in Philadelphia. They used to have a little state race in Philadelphia and for Mississippi bred horses. And this guy curved this mare out, didn't think she would make it. And my dad told me, said, I'll buy it for you, and bought her for $1,500 and was intended to race her in the state race. I didn't even have a license. So was intended to race her in the state races and raced a Magnator one time, and a guy come and bought her for $15,000, and I've been selling horses ever since.
Now, you told me earlier on about a horse that you saw that you kind of liked. It kind of really got you going, though. For $400, you bought a horse.
Yeah, correct. The horse by the name of Blue Street. I was in Chicago at Belmar and on the backside, and was coming into the winter, and I just happened to walk in this barn and asked the guy, I said, "You interested in selling that horse?" And he said, "Yeah, you want him?" He didn't. He was getting ready to Amish him off, and he said, "Give me $400." And not knowing that the horse had 2 bowed tenders, and I was excited.
You didn't even know what a bowed tendon was then,
Correct.
did you?
You're exactly right. I didn't know anything really about a horse when it come to soundness, and I bought the horse and got him home, was very excited, telling my friends, and they laughed at me and say, "Hey, you got a broke down horse." So I had to get on the computer and do some research, and that horse ended up racing for 14 years, retired.
Did you well?
Yes, he did. He got me started. He taught me a lot. He taught me how to stay away from lame horses and what a good horse is supposed to do.
Now, each year you make the trip back to Mississippi in the winter months and break and train your horses, getting ready to come north to the Buckeye State.
Correct. I really like Ohio. I mean, I should have been here a long time ago. It's an old gentleman back at home used to race over here by the name of Mr. Tom Wilbur. He saw me one day training, and he told me, said, "You need to go to Ohio. I know some people's over there, and we'll get you started." I said, "No," I said, "ain't enough black guys over there. I'm not going." And I wish I had came many years ago. I think I would be a lot further on. Stayed in Chicago until they just wasn't doing no more better, and went to Indiana, and now I'm here.
Watching you last year at the county fairs, I got the feeling that you loved the front end.
Yes, I came up on the county fairs, and back in Mississippi, it's a lot of accidents happen, and because a lot of unexperienced drivers. So I learned early on the way to stay out of trouble, get on the front end.
But you could also come from way back, can't you?
Oh yeah, if when I'm out there with the good drivers and the best of drivers, they look for me to go to the front, drive aggressive, and I pull one fast one on my duck straight to the back or in the middle of the pack, and they don't know where I'm at, and when they look up, I'm coming right up on them.
Do you have a preference, pacers or trotters?
Oh, I love pacers. That's all I ever known when I started. I didn't even know nothing about a trotter. I bought a trotter from a guy one time, and he told me, say, "I will sell you this trotter if you would train him and keep him on the trot." I told him okay, but as soon as I got him, I put a set of hobbles on him, and I ended up selling the horse for good money. He was a real good bred horse, but now I'm leaning more towards the trotter.
When did you make the trip up from Mississippi back to Ohio this year?
Just about a month ago. I came here the 1st of April.
How many horses you got?
15.
15. We've got the 5 Ohio breds, but I believe you also have, what, a Pennsylvania bred as well?
Yeah, I have 3 Pennsylvania bred. I have International Money. Then I have some home breds that she bred of home.
Your principal owner is a veterinarian over in Pennsylvania, Susan Sickle, and she owns quite a few horses that you've got, doesn't she?
Yeah, 90% of them.
90%.
Yeah.
How'd you come to meet Susan?
She was looking for a trainer, and she happened to saw me driving in Chicago, and she liked my style, and her friend, her boyfriend, happened to come to Mississippi. He's from Mississippi, and he came down and connected. That's how the connection started.
And you've been, what, 2 or 3 years now?
This actually going on the 4th year, but the 3rd year of training for her.
And basically, backbone of your stable, and really brought you to the top-notch position that you're in.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I've been looking for an opportunity for a long time, and she decided to. She told me if I stick with her, and she would buy me some decent bred horses, and she have done that so far, and it looks like it's working out. I mean, I'm getting them to the races, and they making money.
It's keeping you kind of busy though, because she's got some Pennsylvania breds. She lives in Pennsylvania. She wants you to drive and race those horses at the Meadows, but you got all the county fairs and you got Ohio Sire Stakes. To me, it looks like you're going to be about as busy this year as you were any time last year.
Yeah, correct. We have the understanding that Ohio is my home, and it's come first. And I mean, I go to Pennsylvania if I have some free time, but Ohio is that's first choice.
How did you come about to get the 5 Ohio breds? Did you pick them up at the sale, or the home breds, or what?
We all picked them up at the sale. Yeah, I bought the Lather Up and the Dancing Yankee. I own them personally myself. The rest she owns, and we bought them all at the sale.
What type of a price range did you have?
20,000 is about the highest I like to go, and from 20,000 to $1,000 if I can get one. That's where I started out.
Ronnie, we want to thank you for sitting down with us and talking about your life involvement in harness racing. And after this message, we're going to move into the barn and take a look at the 5 Ohio breds being trained by Ronnie Gillespie.
Looking for your next quality standardbred racehorse? Look no further than Sugar Valley Farm in Delaware, Ohio. Sugar Valley's lineup of stallions includes world champion Down by the Seaside, Lather Up, the fastest horse in harness racing history, Little Brown Jug champion Well Said, and the newest stallions to the Sugar Valley lineup, Adios champion Catch the Fire, and the son of Hambletonian champion Muscle Hill, Marseille. Sugar Valley Farm, the home of champions.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Welcome back to Freshman Focus as we move through the barn to check out the Ohio breds here. First up is a colt by the name of Flash By. He's by Long Tom out of Talbot Creek Jewelry. I like this Long Tom on the field, but you say he's a little funny acting or something.
Yeah, he quite hadn't put it together. I mean, he's doing good. Don't get me wrong, but when I compare him with my other babies, he got to step it up a little more. But he's pretty solid.
You know, if he becomes number 1 in the barn, I'm going to let you know who liked him at the beginning.
That's right.
Was he hard to break?
No, he was a very smart horse, laid back. Since he came up here, he's starting to figure out what's going on. He's getting a little aggressive now.
Now, a lot of trainers send their horses out to be broke by the Amish. I got a feeling you broke all yours by yourself.
Yeah, I'm the Amish when it comes to breaking mines. I does it all by myself. I don't even have no one to help me. I like dealing with them. I have plenty of time, a lot of open field.
Yeah. Now, you bought them here in Ohio and such. Did you break them right after the sale, or did you take them to Mississippi and do the breaking down there?
Broke them right after the sale.
Right after the sale.
Yeah, I'm more excited, and I like to get right to it. Yeah. And I break some. I go about 2 weeks, and then I just turn them out for a while.
This is the colt Flash By Long Tom.
All right.
This is the 2-year-old filly Q Dancer by Dancing Yankee out of Alexa, Hanover. You got a couple fillies. Are fillies easier to break than the colts?
No, the colts are a little more easier. The fillies, they can be a little hot and they got a little split personality.
Just like the women.
That's right. You're exactly right.
They got a personality.
Yeah, and you have to learn to get along with them their way.
This is probably the first dancing Yankee that you've had.
Correct. Yeah, this is his first crop.
Yeah. Now, what got you on this one?
I like the Dancing Yankee. He was a tough raceway horse, you know. I liked him. He raced for quite a few years, so I like sires that does that. So that's what drew me to her.
Roughly, what have you been with your 2-year-olds this year?
The best one, the top one, 15. The ones that a little behind, 18.
Where does she stand?
She's 18.
18.
Yeah.
Does she do what you want her to do?
Yeah, she's starting to come around. I'm beginning to like her a lot now.
Now, are you able to train horses with sets on a regular basis? Or?
Yeah. Back at home, it's quite a few guys that we get together on Saturday and come down and train. Most of them are a little afraid of me, but they'll try me every once in a while.
This is the 2-year-old filly, Q Dancer by Dancing Yankee. Yeah. This is the 2-year-old gelding, Mr. Legend by Bit of a Legend Inn, out of the Mistress. Of the 3 male horses you got, this is the only one that's gelding.
Yeah, he was tough. He was like a lady when I broke him. You didn't know what he's going to do from day to day, so we figured we could solve that problem pretty quick.
When did you gelding? Right away?
By January when it got at the coldest of the month. I like to do it when it's real cold.
Yeah. Do you like to keep him as a colt as far as you can go with him?
Yes, I do. I think it's give him a little more stamina, you know, being a colt to me. And other reason, if they doesn't make it, we can sell them for pretty good money. The Amish don't like to give a lot for pacer, so back at home we can sell them for good money if they're still a colt.
Now, being a gelding, did he change? Did you notice a big change when you gelded him?
Oh, within 2 weeks, it was totally different change.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to act right, pay more attention.
How is he out on the racetrack?
He's a little warm. He's a lot high, very high speed. He's one of my top colts. He's got a lot of high speed. Hopefully, if I can keep him under control, you'll hear his name.
Now, you said he's a little warm. Is there a difference from a little warm to a little hot?
Yeah, when they hot, it's about you gonna start to seeing different bits and putting different rigging on them when they get that bad.
Yeah.
But normally when they warm, I still got them pretty good control of them.
You know, the Long Tom, to me, would you call him kind of hot and this one's kind of warm?
No, they both about warm, about the same.
Okay, so the Long Tom's not that bad.
Yeah, no, he's not that bad. What I like about the Long Tom, he's not a horse that making breaks. So I kind of like a trotter that keep the bits in the mouth. I can kind of balance them a lot.
See, I guess he wears the hobbles. You think he'll be a good one?
I really do.
Where are you going to probably start him out in?
Circleville.
At Circleville at the fair?
Yeah, I'm going to start him out there and go from there.
Depending on how he is there, we'll see what the future holds.
That's right. If he can bring me a good back half, I know he can step up to the Buckeye.
This is the 2-year-old gelding, Mr. Legend by Bit of a Legend Inn. This is a 2-year-old colt, AVF Dynasty by Lather Up out of Grace K. First crop of Lather Up.
Yeah, and I like him too. He's a high-speed horse, well under control. I mean, he does it the right way.
Was he easy to break?
Yes, he was very easy to break. I broke him. I bought him out of the jug sale, took him and broke him the next day. He did excellent for 2 weeks, and one day someone was in the barn. I didn't know it, and he didn't know it, and we walked in, and they scared him. That's the only time he ever did a little something. But besides that, he's got a lot of class to him.
How much you been with him?
15.
15. When you're going a mile and 2:15, what kind of fractions do you usually go?
I like to go half. I go to half and 10. I want to see them come to back half and 5.
Last quarter?
It just all depends on the power. I feel like colt like him 30 seconds. I like to see how he feel in 30 seconds. So he's been the last quarter in 30 seconds.
Now you keep him going though, even past the finish wire?
Oh yeah, they don't need to know what the finish line. They'll learn that in due time. So I don't let them know what the finish line is.
So you're actually training about 1 1/8 or 1 1/4 miles?
1.25 miles.
Yeah. Do you do that with all your horses?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't want them to know where that finish line is.
Because they will learn that in due time.
This is the 2-year-old colt, AVF Dynasty by Lather Up. This is the 2-year-old filly, Sugar Instead by Volstead out of Sugar Pop. And this is the one you've got high hopes for the next generation.
Yes, this the one I want to take a chance with in the next generation.
What makes her special?
She does everything professional. I mean, she does it like a 3-year-old, like she'd been there before.
Yeah. Is she kind of big?
Well, she more legged. She don't have a lot of body, big body. So that I like that because they're not heavy on their legs. She got more legs up on her, so I like that.
Anything peculiar about her?
I compare her with Mission Valley because I hadn't trained a lot of trotters, and by Mission Valley she shows a lot better than Mission Valley as a 2-year-old.
Speaking of Mission Valley, hoping to be a Ohio Sire Stake horse for you.
Yeah, if everything go well, that's a long summer. If everything go well, I feel like she has the speed. That she has a lot of heart. That's important.
Now, Sugar Instead, she got a lot of heart too.
Well, I haven't had anything in the barn to really test her. I trained her with a few pacers that I have in the barn, and she kind of went by them too. So she shows heart, but I hadn't had nothing really to just test her with right
now,
on.
have you gone a little faster with her?
Yeah, she on the same page with my pacers, with my top pacers.
2:15?
Yes.
Same type of fractions?
Yes.
You don't change it for trotters or pacers?
No, if they good gated and does it easy, as long as they does it easy, don't have to hustle, they on the same page.
Is she pretty nice to be around?
Yeah, she's a female. When that time comes, she'll let you know.
Enough said. This is this filly, Sugar Instead by Volstead.
All right.
Well, that concludes this week's edition of Freshman Focus with Ronnie Gillespie. We'd like to thank Ronnie and all of his crew for making our job very easy this morning. Join us again next week, the same time, same location for Freshman Focus.
This has been Freshman Focus, a look at 2-year-olds in training across the Buckeye State. Freshman Focus is presented by Eldorado Scioto Downs. Racing begins May 11th with the next generation July 1st. By Sugar Valley Farm. Looking for your next quality standard bred racehorse? Look no further than Sugar Valley Farm in Delaware, Ohio. And by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center, caring down to a science. Freshman Focus is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.